Why do people try to control others? The boss who micromanages every detail, the parent who dictates their adult child's choices, the partner who needs to know where you are, who you are with, what you are doing. Why this obsession with control? Today we are going to dig deep into one of humanity's most destructive patterns and what it reveals about the controller, not the controlled. Here is the first truth. When someone tries to control you, it's never really about you. It looks like it is. They are telling you what to do, monitoring your choices, restricting your freedom. But the real story is about them. Control is a symptom, and when you understand what disease it's treating, everything changes. The number one reason people try to control others is fear. Fear of loss, fear of abandonment, fear of being hurt. The controlling partner who checks your phone, they are terrified you will leave. The micromanaging boss, they are afraid of failure, afraid their reputation depends on your every move. The overbearing parent, they are scared the world will hurt you or that you will make choices they couldn't live with. Control becomes their security blanket. If they can control you, they can control the outcome, or so they think. But here is the paradox. The tighter they grip, the more they push you away. They create the very thing they fear. People who feel powerless in their own lives often try to control others. Think about it, when do people become most controlling? When their own world feels chaotic. The manager who is being pressurized from above becomes a tyrant to those below. The person who feels their life spiraling grabs onto someone else's steering wheel. It's compensation. I can control my circumstances, my feeling, my future, but I can control you. Controlling others becomes proof of power in a life where they feel powerless. It's tragic, really. It's tragic, really. They are trying to feel strong by making someone else weak. Insecure people need to control because other people's independence threatens them. If you are successful without their input, what does that say about their value? If you are happy without their approval, do they matter? If you can thrive independently, will you still need them? These questions terrify the insecure. So they create dependence. They diminish your confidence. They make you second guess yourself. Not because you are incapable, but because your capability threatens their sense of importance. They need you to need them. Control is how they guarantee it. Some people control because it's all they know. They grow up in controlling environments. They watched a parent dominate. They learned that love looks like possession, that care looks like surveillance. They genuinely believe this is how you protect your people, how you show your care. I'm doing this because I love you, they say. And they might even believe it. But love doesn't suffocate. Love doesn't diminish. Love doesn't require surrender. What they are calling love is actually fear dressed up in concern. Some controllers are driven by ego. They need to be right. They need to be the smartest person in the room. They need their way to be the way. Your different opinion is not just disagreement. It's a threat to their identity. Your alternate approach is not just variety. It's evidence they might be wrong. And they can't tolerate that. So they shut you down, override you, invalidate your perspective. It's not about finding the best solution. It's about their solution being chosen, their intelligence being validated, their ego being fed, and you become collateral damage in their quest for validation. Sometimes control comes from pain. Someone was betrayed, so now they trust no one. Someone was hurt by unpredictability, so now they demand certainty. Someone lost something precious due to circumstances beyond their control, so now they try to control everything. Trauma teaches us that the world is dangerous and control feels like protection. But here's what trauma survivors need to understand. You can't heal by controlling others. You can't prevent future pain by imposing people in the present. The control you think is keeping you safe is actually keeping you stuck. Here's why control never works. First, you can control someone's action but never their heart. You might get compliance, but you lose connection. Second, control breeds resentment. Every time you override someone's autonomy, you deposit resentment into the relationship. Eventually, that account will overdraw. Third, control is exhausting. You become a prison guard in a jail of your own making, constantly monitoring, constantly anxious, never at peace. Fourth, control prevents growth, yours and theirs. You can't grow while you are being controlled. and controllers can't grow because they're too busy maintaining their grip. The saddest part, controllers don't realize what they are actually losing. They think they are protecting the relationship, they are destroying it. They think they are preventing pain, they are guaranteeing it. They think they are staying safe, they are staying alone. Because real intimacy requires vulnerability, real partnership requires trust, real love requires freedom. You cannot have closeness and control. You have to choose. And every time you choose control, you choose distance. If you are on the receiving end of control, here is what you need to know. It's not your fault. Their need to control you is about their fear, their pain, their insecurity, not your inadequacy. You don't have to fix them. You can have compassion for their wounds without being imprisoned by them. Your freedom is not selfish. Wanting autonomy, having boundaries, making your own choices, this is not rebellion, it's help. You can't control someone who you can't love someone into letting go. If they won't address their control issue, no amount of your compliance will ever be enough. Set boundaries, speak truth, and if necessary, create distance. You are not responsible for managing someone else's fear by sacrificing your freedom. And if you recognize yourself in this, if you are the one trying to control, listen carefully. Your fear is valid, but your method is not working. What you are doing to feel safe is creating the very instability you fear. People are not problems to be managed. They are human to be trusted, even when trust feels risky. You can't control your way to peace. Real peace comes from letting go, from trusting, from accepting that uncertainty is part of life. You get help, whether it's therapy, coaching, or honest self-reflection. Do the work to understand why you need control and how to find securities within yourself. Because the greatest control you can have is control over your own fear, your own reaction, your own healing. That's the only control that actually sets you free. So why do people try to control others? Because they're afraid, because they're hurting, because they're insecure, because they don't know another way. But here's the truth they need to discover. Real strength is not control, it's trust. Real love is not possession, it's freedom. Real security is not found in managing others, it's found in managing yourself. When you finally let go, when you stop gripping so tight, you'll discover something beautiful. The people worth keeping don't need to be controlled, they choose to stay. And the peace you have been chasing through control, it was always waiting for you in surrender. Let go. Trust more, control less. That's where the real life begins. Stay free, stay wise, and I'll see you in the next life lesson.